Please welcome Dirk Spiers of ATC New Technologies.
Thank you for staying around, sticking it out till the end. Oh, it's bright here. The content of this gasoline can, for the majority of cars out there on the parking lot and the cars you drive and everything, would get you from here, close to Oklahoma City. And we think that is okay. With the new CAFE standards, which are being mandated by the government for the new generation of cars, which they're designing right now, the same content has to get you all the way to Dallas, because the new CAFE standard is 54.5 miles per gallon. That is a humongous, challenge for the engineers of the automotive companies. My name is Dirk Spiers. I'm the odd one out. I'm the last one, so I'm standing between you and the beer. I know that's not a good spot to be in. I'm the odd one out because I'm talking about electric vehicles, batteries. I'm doing it in a funny accent because I'm Dutch, so I hope you can follow me, but it's not contagious, so no worries. We are the leaders and the pioneers because we really started to develop this before there was really any need for it. In the 4 R's. And the 4 R's, the way we see it, and it was a great lunch speech about recycling and recovery and everything. We see the 4 R's as repair, remanufacturing, repurpose of battery packs. And we had a very different approach than almost every normal, sane business person would do, and my management team keeps reminding me of that, is we built in the belief that they would come. Because we wanted to be the first, because we think there is a first mover's advantage. And they did come. At the moment, we are working on an ongoing basis with GM, Subaru, Fiat Chrysler, and Eaton, for which we have battery packs coming in, we repair them, or we prepare them for recycling or refurbishment. We work with the leading national laboratories like Argonne, Oak Ridge, NREL. We do project work for the Department of Energy. And I don't think there is any pack or any company we are not working on a battery pack or a process or a project like Ford, Nissan, and Honda. In a lifetime, I think the majority of people, what you do is what I call incrementalism. You work for a company, you can get some market share, the next year you lose it again. It's a fight for survival and maintaining it. We are participating in 2 markets which are really emerging, like a lot of the companies here, and it's really, really exciting. One is energy storage, for grid storage, et cetera, and the other one is repair of these advanced battery packs, which are in electric vehicles like the Volt, the Leaf, the Tesla. And the market size is considerable, because at the moment it is close to zero, or it was a year ago, 2 years ago, close to zero. But energy storage, companies like Lux Research, Navigant, and everything, project that by 2016, it is a $6.7 billion market in the US alone for relatively small backup storage packs, smaller than 15 kilowatt hours. 6.7 billion with a compound annual growth of about 22%. That's sizable. Advanced lithium-ion packs, again, in the United States for electric vehicles or hybrid, et cetera, $8 billion a couple of years later, with similar growth patterns. So we're really, really excited to participate in both markets. Going back to the vehicle and the engineering challenge they have in Detroit, in Japan, in Germany, et cetera, et cetera. We are very familiar with this car. The problem is it has a combustion engine. A combustion engine, doesn't matter what you throw in it, if it's gasoline or diesel or compressed natural gas, 80% is wasted in heat loss. So imagine getting a beer, you pay for a bottle of wine, a beer, et cetera, but the barman spills 80% of the glass, but you still pay for the full glass. That's what's happening with combustion engines. 80% is not being used to get you from A to B, 80% goes up in the air. And as you can see on this picture, thousands of unique parts. So logistically, it is a nightmare to get it together in the factory. To make it, it is a nightmare. Electric motor, very, very simple. Maybe a dozen of unique parts and 90% efficiency. 90% efficiency. And I think that's why the car companies are really starting to be excited about this and putting their money where their mouth is. And therefore the electrification of the drivetrain is going to happen. And it's going to happen not overnight, but in a variety of guises. We have start-stop, so when your vehicle is not needed to propel you, like a traffic light, toll booth, when you run into a shop, the engine stops, and when you push the pedal again, it starts. That's start-stop. Hybrid, 10 years ago, the Prius was a statement car for funny people like me. Now it is mainstream. It is the best-selling car in California right now. Hybrid is the new mainstream, and you might not even know it. The sticker hybrid might disappear. Plug-in electric vehicles, still the funny car, but look what's happening with Tesla. It is selling like hotcakes. It's the safest car. It is the best car by Consumer Reports. But all these cars will have one thing in common. They will have advanced battery packs. They all will have an advanced battery pack. Not a 12-volt lead-acid battery, but lithium-ion high-voltage packs. And we love that. And the reason is that with electrification, this is a picture of my dashboard, 250 miles per gallon. That's what I normally drive. More, 250 plus. Yesterday was a black day for me because for the first time after 6,000 miles in my Volt, I had to fill it up with gasoline. First time in 7 months, and I hated it. EVs, I mentioned a lot of car companies are really getting behind it. The Volt started it, the Fiat 500, which the Wall Street Journal, even the Wall Street Journal said it's the best of the Fiat 500s. The Spark in the right top corner has more torque foot-pound, more foot-pound torque than a Porsche and a Ferrari. It's a blast to drive. The Tesla, BMW really committed about it. Nissan, we have one outside for you to drive. It is happening. But the advanced battery packs, they need care because it's put together by humans and therefore they fail from time to time. They don't fail more than an engine or a transmission, but that is an industry in itself. So you also need to have an industry for these complex assemblies. They're high value, so reman is really, really important because you can't chuck it out and replace it with something new. High knowledge is terrific because high knowledge means high margin, and that's what we need in Oklahoma, and they need care, and that's where we fit in. Then the other fear is the battery mountain. What do you do with all those batteries when they come out of the vehicle? And those batteries are stronger than the vehicle. They will outlast the vehicle. The vehicle is a really nightmare environment for a battery because you accelerate, you brake, you push a lot of energy in and out of that battery. And batteries don't really like that. But later, for grid storage, when you charge it once and you take it out once a day, it's an old age home. They can last another 5-10 years. There's economic life left, so don't recycle yet. Use them in an environment. It's perfect for grid support, and I have some pictures about grids and numbers later. And renewables, solar, wind power, etc., etc. So no battery mountain, but we can use it to make the grid stronger. Repurpose, energy storage, peak shaving, load shifting, backup. The grid is built to support us for the hottest Friday afternoon there is in the country. Imagine that from a business point of view. You build the grid to sustain the highest peak of the year. But at night, the grid is doing nothing for 70%, is idle for 70% of the time. So imagine that you can store energy when it's 4 cents, and when it gets 31 cents, like now Friday afternoon in Oklahoma, you take it out of your watt box from repurposed car batteries. That is a strong proposition. In Texas, for instance, where it's completely deregulated, the swings in prices is $7 per kilowatt hour. $7 on the spot price. Because there's not enough capacity. If it's really, really hot, they charge you $6, and sometimes they pay you $1 to take electricity off them because they don't know what to do. And a nuclear station, you cannot switch off like this. 500,000 people suffer brown and blackouts in the United States every day. 500,000 people suffer brown and blackouts every day. And a recent congressional report said that it's between 25 and 70 billion dollars annually in damage to the economy. So we need those battery packs. Oh, I'm being pushed around by Tess. Distributed energy. You know, energy was very simple. You had a power station, longer distribution lines to the population centers. But now what's happening with wind, with solar farms, and solar panels where you consume it, the lines are getting shorter and shorter. So you need to have a buffer zone, a watt box in between. We, by the way, this is our facility in Oklahoma City. We are energy neutral, and it's so simple to do. 50 solar panels, energy neutral. Everything we need, we generate ourselves. Some pictures of our battery center. In closing, the majority of cars, if you like it or not, will have an advanced battery pack. Within 2 generations of the car you buy, they will have an advanced battery pack. And I hope it will be sooner, by the way. You all should drive electric. We are the leaders in life cycle management of these packs. We use them in second life applications. That's becoming a really interesting market right now. And in the next 5 years, you will see more development in advanced battery technology than you saw in the last 100 years. I have, by the way, a Leaf and a Volt outside. I would love you guys to drive it, see how it is, what you think of it. For many people, it's the first time. So come and see me, and when we do a spin around the block. Thank you very much.